start with our shoulder stand. So I'm just going to come to the side first, and I'm going to face forward, so I'm side on to my audience. Now, the arm furthest away from the audience, I'm actually going to bring behind me. I'm going to have it palm to ceiling. I want the floor to be on the side of my shoulder. I want my chin away from my chest, and I want to look at the audience. So the start position is here. So you can see again, I'm on the side of my shoulder, my chin is away from my chest, and I've got my knees really close to my chest. If your knees are really far away, all that's going to happen is you're going to struggle to get into your shoulder stand. There is a harder version to get into this, but for now, we're going to start with the knees close to the chest to make it that little bit easier. Fingertips on floor, I find this easier. You're welcome to do palm down, but I do think that this is going to help me keep my hips in the air a little bit, with a little bit less effort. Now, same leg as arm is going to circle. So I'm going to fully extend the leg, and I'm going to rotate the bottom leg so the foot's turning to face towards my audience. I'm going to start to lean backwards away from the audience and slide the leg across. Ideally, bringing it onto the elbow, especially because we're going to do the leg rotation in a moment. Now, the back foot, I'm going to straighten, and if that front foot's already not on the floor, it's going to come down. So you can see, as I push into the toes of the back leg, my front foot now touches the floor, and my hips lift. Cool. So we're going to do that again. I'm just going to do it from a slightly different angle so you can see. So I'm going to do it facing you. My outside hand is palm up to the ceiling. I'm going to look to the side, fingertips onto the floor, and I'm looking away from my audience. I'm going to circle the leg, bringing the leg over the arm. I'm going to straighten the back leg. Now look where my hips are, okay? My hips are not really far forward. I'm trying to keep them as close or as high as I can above my head, okay? That's going to really help, particularly with the next transition when we do the circling of the leg. It's going to help you hold your shoulder stand. Posture is key as well. We don't ever want to be tucked here. If you tuck your chin to your chest, you're going to fall out. So let's just have a quick look at that so you can see what happens. So when I'm here, I want to keep looking forward. Watch if I look up. Okay, so if you're trying to see what the legs are doing, it's not going to work. You're just going to roll backwards. So if you find that you keep rolling out of it, it's normally because of where we're looking rather than what we're doing. So make sure we're looking forwards. Have a point of reference. So if you have something in front of you or put a glass of water on the floor, whatever it is, have something as a point of reference so that you know that you need to continue looking in that direction. Cool. So we've got the shoulder stand. Now we're going to take it into our rotations. So we're going to come down into the shoulder stand. Right. We are here. My hips are high. My feet are close towards my head. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the top leg. Once I've bent the top leg, I'm going to slide the bottom leg down. And you see that foot already wants to circle. So I'm going to finish off that circle by bringing the big toe to the floor and then coming into a full extension in the illusion split. I'm then going to bend the leg back down to point to the floor. And that last bit of the circle happens by sliding the back leg up, tap. So the foot circles itself only half of the way when we slide the leg up and down. We need to finish off that circle ourselves. I'm going to show it again. Okay, so we go straddle, hips are high, bending the leg, the back foot staying pointy, slides away from the body. You can see the leg starts to do my half circle. As the hip drops, I'm going to come into full extension. And you can drop that hip all the way to the floor. It's entirely up to you. It's personal preference. I'm then going to bend, bringing the foot down. I'm going to squeeze my belly button to spine, push my foot into the floor, push my shoulder into the floor, and transfer the weight back into the shoulder and the head. So you could see as well, as I slid the leg away, my head came off. My weight is transferring away. Therefore, I'm lifting the head and dropping the hip. The hip can be on the floor, the hip can be in the air. It's entirely up to you. It's what you prefer to do. Aesthetically, what looks better on your body as well. Okay, so we're going to add those two bits together. I'm going to show a slightly different start. So if you do want to make it a little bit harder, what you could do is you could start laying down. So if we start laying down, we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be a little bit more in the core and a lot more in the feet as well. I'm going to go palm up, legs together, push into the fingers, slide onto the side of the shoulder, chin away from the chest, straddle, circle, back, and for now, come down. Okay, so we've got a variation how to get into it. As I said, it is a little bit harder to do it from the straight leg because you've got to really slide the feet up, core engage, and you're trying to lift your hips as close or as high above your head as you can. So I'm going to come up into my shoulder stand. Now you can see I can see through my legs. One foot is over my head, the other foot's nice and far away. I'm going to close the legs, but I'm going to close them, trying to get them almost in line with this hat. Bam, okay? So now you should just be able to see a little bit of butt. You might see a bit of head, that's fine. This is also nicer with socks. If you do want to wear socks, I approve. Okay, here. Now, I am going to lift the back leg. That is the same leg as arm, which is fully extended on the floor. You can bend and then extend. Some people prefer this. I prefer to go fully straight. Now, when we're doing this, I'm going to come up just because it takes a lot of energy otherwise. When we're doing this, you want to really squeeze your glute of the leg that's extending back. Balance. Your balance is going to shift, so really engage your core, again, keeping the neck long, keeping the posture. But the more we squeeze the belly button spine, the more you engage your core and brace yourself, the easier it's going to be, because we're going to try to do a split and a shoulder stand in the air. So now I'm coming back into my shoulder stand. Legs together, leg comes up, here. Now if you need to take the foot off the floor, I'm really engaging through the glute of the back leg and the quad. I'm going to go front split to straddle. So I'm rotating the legs into my straddle, shifting the weight again, so I'm more on the side of the shoulder, bringing the back knee down, circling, whoop, and then pushing up. It's a lot harder, slower. And then circling up, finishing in our sort of tabletop with a leg extension position. Okay, I'm going to show this from a different angle as well, but I'm going to show the whole thing with the circle and with the split as well. The split's an illusion. So sadly, when I turn to the other side, you're going to see actually how bad my front split is. My box split's much better. But you're going to see that actually, I don't have to be able to have a good split to make that look good. The feet, one more thing before I show you from the other angle, I do personally find it a little bit easier if the foot is closer to my face when I split rather than away. Let me show you what I mean. So I find it easier to split here than here. I can't get my hips up. So I would recommend having your feet further in front, nearer your head. Right, so let's have a look. It's going to shimmy back. We're going to go forwards, straddle, bend, circle, illusion, bend, circle, straddle. Feet together, illusion split. You can see it's not great. Straddle, knee down and down. When you cartwheel down towards your knee, you're going to find the balance is a bit shifty. So do really, again, it's a lot in the core, and it's using your shoulder and using your hand to like push, push. Think about it as well when you're on your shoulder to engage your delt. That's going to reduce the pain. It's going to reduce it a lot more because we're not then squishing into the bone, we're squishing into the muscle. So think about like popping that delt out the muscle by your shoulder, okay? Right, so we've got most of it. The last bit is our illusion split. Once you've finished in your tabletop with the leg extended, we're going to circle the leg to the outside arm. Your first option is to bring your knee forward and come into your kneeling, like illusion kneel. I don't know what it's called, but that's what we're going to call it. Your second option is to circle the leg to the outside of the hand, and then we're going to slide the feet away. Again, this is fake. You can drop into a real split by all means, and then lower the chest down. I'm going to bring the leg to the side, pulling the knee to the outside of the hand and dropping the back hip down. And then the second option is circling the leg away. You do need a slight level of flexibility for this. So this one, it just depends on the person. But again, you can see if I shimmy around, it's a very fake split, which is what I like. And then lower the chest down. I come down, circle the leg, lift the hips. Bend, rotate, sliding the back leg down, rotate feet up. Pike. Leg comes up. Now from here, we go circle, straddle, bend, cartwheel down. I change the hand to push into the floor, so the palm is down. And then I like to bring the left hand a little bit further forwards, sweep the outside leg, keeping the hip lifted, sliding down, lowering down to finish.